Hello and happy Sunday, everybody. My boos and bros, my seasoned readers, and people who might be new to me, new to this podcast. Welcome back to the Bookcast. This is episode 117 of my platform for sharing short fiction and updates on life as a self-published author of romantic fiction that centers Black love. I am your host, D.L. White. I'm an Atlanta-based author of numerous novels, short stories, and fan fiction works. If you like this podcast or the idea of it, if you're new to it and you want more of it, showing your support is super simple. The very best way is to support your local independently published author by buying the books direct. I offer ebooks and audiobooks, most at better than retail or pay what you want prices at booksbydlwhite.com/shop. I also offer print editions via my bookshop.org page. And as a reminder, I do earn affiliate fees via that shop. Books ordered from Bookshop support your local indie bookstore and me as an author and not a billionaire. And I super like that. Let's jump right into today's podcast without any dilly-dallying, any, what's a word my mom would say? Now I can't think of a word my mom would say. I don't know. She's full of all these little phrases, dilly-dallying, messing around, all that kind of thing. Let's stop doing that and let's get right into today's podcast. Today is Sunday, April 13th, 2025. It is a sunny, beautiful day in Atlanta, Georgia. Not a cloud in the sky, at least not that I can see. I have a mic and I am ready to dig in, but first, let's take a brief, very brief beverage break. Friends, it's good to be back, isn't it? I am lately having Minute Maid Zero fruit punch. I also like the Minute Maid passion fruit Zero with Sprite Zero. Both of them ice cold with a lot of ice. Like, I like a cold drink, but I also ordered a Diet Coke with my Popeye's chicken sandwich, and so I'm double fisting it right now. So let's get started. Let's begin with the book report as always, because if I'm gonna read if I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna read a book is how I usually say that. Yeah. I am at book 58 of my goal to read 100 books in 2025. I have no idea how many books ahead I am, but I promise it is a ridiculous number. I'm just not even gonna go back and look. I'm well ahead of my challenge. I don't know when I'm going to raise my goal. I forget every week. And then every week I'm like, I got to change my goal. Yeah, I'll get it done. So far in April, I have read 4 books. They have been excellent. I think I talked about a couple of these. Pomegranate, at least I talked about last week. It was really good. It just popped up in my feed, and my absolute fave, Tayari Jones, blurbed it. I saw her quote on the cover of it, and I said, I absolutely have to read that. And so I did, and it was excellent. It was really good. I think I talked about this last week, so I won't belabor it, but it was good. Also, I listened to Pomegranate. I also listened to Happy Land by Dolen Perkins-Valdez. Also fantastic. 5 stars. Really super good. I don't remember if I talked about this last week. If I did, apologies, but really super good. It is, I feel it's the same story, but a different telling than The American Queen by Vanessa Miller. I think I just like the execution of Happy Land more. It's more dual time period, and it's got a little bit of like heirs property in it and a little bit of family drama in it. And I just like the execution a little bit more, but I mean, I really enjoyed The American Queen as well, which is also about the kingdom. So awesome. And then I listened to Spilling the Tea by Brenda Jackson. I actually listened to this all in one shot, all in one go over a very slow day at work in which I was doing a lot of busy work, a lot of data entry type stuff. Really good, actually. I don't remember Miss Brenda doing the dual time period thing. Like, I haven't really listened to a lot of her women's fiction or contemporary fiction type novels. I mostly just read her romances. If there's a Westmoreland in it, I'm reading it. But this was really good. It was a dual time period, and she did it very well. I mean, no complaints. It was a really good book. And then I read Love, Rita, An American Story of Sisterhood, Joy, Loss, and Legacy by Bridgette M. Davis. So good. Like, I feel like you can so rarely say, man, that memoir was really good. Like, Viola Davis's memoir was good. I enjoyed all of Betty White's memoirs. I liked President Barack Obama's memoir, but I'm not like, oh, that was so good. This memoir was really good. It is told in a series of exposition and letters written by Bridgette's sister Rita. She lost her sister, I believe, in 2018 to lupus, and it's just good. A really, really good book. Important, I think, for caretakers to read, because she was doing so much caretaking of her first her father, then her mother, then her sister. It was really good. It was just really excellent. I encourage you to pick it up. I am currently reading a whole lot of books. You know how I do. Everything I have coming during the month, I add to my currently reading, and then I took them off. It's the beginning of the month. So Eve Falls First by Fiona Zed. This is a romance. It is a sapphic romance. So I've got that. August Lane by Regina Black. I think I talked about that last week. I begged for it, and so I've got to get it. It's not out until July, so I'm not in a huge hurry to read it, but I don't want to forget the story in between bouts of reading, so still on my list. Something on the Inside, a poetry collection by Karen Talley. I'm still about 40% into this. I started it, and I really need to just concentrate and get through the rest of the collection. New books are just so shiny, and I'm just so tempted by anything new that pops up. But I am going to read the rest of that collection. And then I started Luxury Experiences by Danielle Allen. This is one of the books in the Book Bays and HEAs promo that I'm a part of. This is the first book that I am reading in that collection. And I'm stalling because most of them are not in Goodreads, and so I can't really track them. But I wonder if they might be in the Storygraph. I'm not really using the Storygraph, but I don't like when I can't track a book and I can't add it to my annual read list. And so I'm going to have 40 books that aren't going to show up anywhere else, and it's going to throw me off, and I'm upset about it. So I started that. It's really good so far. It's an actual Friends to Lovers, which I'm so pleased with. So I know I'm going to really enjoy it. And then I just got approved for an audio advance copy of Bibliotherapy in the Bronx. This is a nonfiction book by my friend, Emily Rumble. She wrote a fantastic book about using books as therapy. This is what she does in her practice. And I heard her talk a little bit about this on a podcast, and it just sounded so fascinating to me about being able to use books as a way to heal, as a way to recover. I'm just fascinated. And so I'm happy I got a copy of that. And I think that book comes out at the end of April-ish, April 29th or something like that. So I am excited to dig into it. Moving on to pods and TV. I don't have any new pods to add. My list is too long to update. I listen to a good chunk of pods. I did see that The Financial Confession has been uploading a massive amount of pods every other month or whatever. So I have a bunch of those to listen to. Last week I talked about corporate gossip. And I did listen to the one on Enron. I haven't started the one on McKinsey, but I'm going to. I have so much on my plate to watch and read and listen to. I'm now super busy. But that was the goal, right? The goal is to be too busy doing things that I really enjoy to concentrate on things that are going to tick me off. It's working. They got me. It's working. So no new pods to add, but I do want to shout out a happy 7th anniversary to Tracy Thomas with the Stacks podcast. This is one of my absolute favorite book podcasts. I don't listen to anything on Wednesdays until I listen to the new episode of Stacks. And this week she had author Jerry Hollowell on her podcast. You might remember her as Ginger Spice. She's now a YA fantasy author. And like I saw it pop up and I was so excited for Tracy, but then I was like, but I already heard her on Lance Bass's podcast when she wrote her first book. So, I mean, anyway, I'm sure that was exciting for Tracy because she is a big Spice Girls fan. So, TV-wise, I caught up on all my regular shows. I actually had to get up this morning, and while I was drinking my coffee and updating my April reads, go through all of my shows so I could get on the podcast and say I was caught up on all of my shows. You see how that works? Watson and Equalizer, of course, I watched those. I did Will Trent. There's no new episode of The Irrational. And then I did a big block of Elsbeth, Matlock, and The Pit. I got those 3 I watched all today. Will Trent I watched live. Watson and Equalizer I usually watch on Mondays while I eat my dinner, so I don't have to sit through commercials. And then I did just like almost a couple of hours ago while I ate my lunch, I watched G20 with Viola Davis, Anthony Anderson, and Marseille Martin. So good. So good. Also, Ramon Rodriguez is in it. I don't know why I didn't realize Ramon Rodriguez was in it, but he's so good. Really good. Action-y. Viola Davis is a total badass. You should just put your butt in the seat and watch it. It's good. I enjoyed it. And then David Letterman has uploaded new interviews to his show. My Next Guest, I think is the name of it. Really good. I watched the episode with Will Smith. There is an episode with Caitlin Clark coming up, and there's an episode with, I think, Billie Eilish and Cardi B. Last season, he did like Ryan Reynolds and a couple other people I want to watch. I haven't really been paying attention, so got to catch up on that. And then I did see that coming April 19th, there's a documentary about the Oklahoma City bombing, and that is completely my catnip. So I'm going to be looking forward to that. I already have that on my list. And I will say last night I spent my Saturday night watching a documentary on the Atlanta airport. That's my idea of a good time. It was actually really good. It was on YouTube, so you can find it. It's like the I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but I should have written it down. I'm too lazy to flip to another screen and look it up. But it was really good. I learned a ton. I learned so much about the airport. It's so like intricate. Like, I'll say this. I don't fly a ton, but I fly enough to know I prefer Atlanta to almost any other airport. I mean, I'm sure there are great airports out there. I'm not sure they are in the United States, but of the airports I have visited, I don't mind Atlanta. It runs like a little city, and I like it a lot. I shouldn't say I like it a lot because I actually physically hate the airport, but I like Atlanta. Has anybody seen anything good that you're adding to your weekly watch list? Let me know. I don't have time to watch it, but I will always add it to my list. And you know what podcast I have been watching or listening to? 2 of them, actually, that I enjoy. Were Your Girls with Taryn Delaney Smith and her best friend, Tiffany, somebody, can't think of her name. That is on Fridays. I know I've talked about this before, but I've been really enjoying like setting aside time to watch that on Friday mornings. And then they had a gal on who is the host of a podcast called Relationship. And I just started like watching a couple episodes of that. And she had this gal on that's been going through this relationship drama with a random man from Atlanta. You know that gal? Anyway, she's got a new episode with that girl on her podcast. I should really prepare more for this podcast, but I'm literally just sitting in the bed holding this microphone, looking at my notes, and that is the spirit with which you get today's podcast. So anyway, you can look it up. Use your fingers and that computer in your pocket that makes phone calls. You can find it. On the writing/publishing tip, current projects, I finally approved print versions for Drinks at Mink's and Calculated Risk and Brunch at Ruby's paperback and hardcover. Those should all be distributing across the various networks and showing up at the various retail platforms at some point. It's above me now. It's out of my hands. It takes as long as it takes. I can't hurry the process, but I do know that the paperback for Brunch at Ruby's, it says it's backstock, backordered on bookshop.org because I paused any publishing of that book until I could approve the new cover because I don't want books going out with the old cover. So I did turn that back on, so they should start fulfilling. Hardcover copies for Brunch at Ruby's should start showing up at bookshop.org. As soon as it shows up, I'll add it to my shelf over there under author Dale White, and I'll have that linked on my website and all that stuff so you can. Now that'll be for an unsigned copy. If you need a signed copy, you want to find me, beat me outside. Find me out in these streets, honey, because I ordered some extras. I will have some at Black Romance Book Fest. If you want to be sure to get a copy, go to my pre-order form and get it ordered before April 26th, because after that, I'm going to be ordering books, and I can't guarantee that if you want a book that I will have it. So people are utilizing the pre-order form. Thank you so much. I will have your books ready for you, all signed and ready to go, so we can just get the hugging out of the way. So you should see those paperbacks distributing across the interwebs soon. If they are already not distributing, I haven't really checked, but I know they're I think Calculated Risk is already up at Amazon, etc. But I look at bookshop.org because I don't really care what's happening at Amazon. You know what I'm saying? So I've ordered paperback and hardcover copies. Slow down, DL. Slow down. I've ordered paperback and hardcover copies to fulfill my pre-orders, and I'll be shipping those out as soon as they show up. Literally just last week ordered the hardcover copies. The good place, because I like the ones from Lulu, but whatever. As soon as Draft to Digital allows hardcovers to go through their system, I'm going to be switching everything over to D2D. So, you know what I'm saying? Coming Friday, April 18th, Baking Bad is coming. This is just a little mystery noir bakery set crime fiction thing I dreamed up. I just wanted to do something different, and I've been trying to write a little short every month. February, I did Grumpy Valentine. March, I did Clover. Those are both romance. February did Clover. Those are both romances. In March, I wanted to do something a little different. And so I am doing a little crime fiction heisty thing. I hope you enjoy it. I did send it to my friend and she said it was good. So yay. If you have a ticket to the Black Romance Book Festival at the end of May, I will be there. I will see you there. Bring your hugging arms. I will be slinging books, and I will be on a panel, and I might meet with the publisher. We'll see. I think I'll save details on that, but I am going to spend this week trying to get my literal crap together on that 3-book sister series that I want to write. It will have also a prequel and a epilogue. I'll save the nitty gritty for that next week because I don't have all my thoughts together on it, but stay tuned. I might do that. Emails are supposed to come out hopefully this week to sign up for a slot. We'll see. Calculated Risk update. Let's talk about it. So it's been out for a minute since April 1. It is not on any charts because the ebook is not for sale anywhere. The print edition is for sale, and it literally just went up days ago. This ebook is available for free through the Verve Romance Prolific Works Book Bays and HEAs project. All you have to do is optionally offer up your email address, and the ebook is yours in return. Even though there's an option, over 500 readers have added themselves to my newsletter list, which I call the Inner Circle. And subbies on the Inner Circle get early access to new releases sneak peeks, upcoming sales, and sort of an inside look into my life as a self-published author. I don't share too much personal because I feel like people don't really care. So I share pertinent stuff like get in, get out. But if anything interesting ever happens, I'll be sure to let y'all know. So far, the book has over 1,000 claims, and the book is now listed on Goodreads, etc., because I put it out in paperback. So if you have it and loved it, don't forget to shout out a holler. Also, don't forget to dip through and pick out your choice of books from 44 other Black romance authors. I'm starting to read through the glut that I picked up. It's a tough job, but somebody has to do it. I did take a look at my rankings because that's who I am as a person. Some stats from the promotion so far, looking at the Prolific Works dashboard. I've had 216 page views, 600 clicks with an 85% click-through rate, and 510 claims, which gives me a 92% claim rate. I don't know how I have 216 page views, but 600 clicks, that doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. I like the 92% claim rate for a total of 468 claims. I'm hanging comfortably in the middle of the pack compared to other authors in the promotion. The top performer has literally over 10,000 clicks and 8,600 claims. So, which is awesome for them. It's really fascinating to see the range of engagement across the different authors. No matter where we fall in the rankings, this promotion has been really great for connecting with new readers. Right before I did this promotion, I cleared my list of people that hadn't opened an email in over a year or had never opened an email. And that took out 400 people. So it looks like I hopefully have replaced them with people who want to hear me yammer endlessly about things. So that's good. I do not have an update on calculated risk. I'm not calculated risk. I do not have an update on Music of My Heart. I haven't updated that story this week. I really need to think about where that story is going. I just don't. I don't know where Zoe is going from here. I'm not quite ready for it to end. It still feels like the middle of the story. I just need to figure out where I'm going with it. So I'm taking a break from Music of My Heart. We'll probably get an update to that next week or the week after. So let's talk this week about why and how I read so much. The number one thing I hear from people, especially if they are slow readers, is people complaining on social media about people that read a lot. And I do not understand it. For the past 8 or so years, I have topped 100 books a year. That's a really easy goal for me to hit because I read all the time. Every year I read more books than the last. It really depends on what is going on. This year in particular, I'm probably going to top 200 because I am really, really trying not to be conscious. I'll be honest. I don't want to be perceived. I'm really not trying to be out here. So I read for craft. I read to study how authors do things. I read for pleasure. I read to relax and dream a little. I read to stretch my mind. I read because I feel like reading. I read because that's what I do. That's what I prefer to do with my time. I read like people binge their favorite TV show or follow their favorite sports team. I get up with a book or a podcast the way people get up and watch the news or pop on a Netflix show for background noise. During my lunch, I'm reading. Have a slow point during the day or heavy data entry or what I call busy work, just stuff I do where I don't have to talk to anyone, sending out. I do these meetings where I have massive calendar invites I have to send out or updates to a website or, a ton of emails I have to go out. I'm listening to a book, man. I'm listening to an audiobook or my phone is reading a Kindle book aloud to me. During my drive home, I am listening to a podcast or I'm listening to an audiobook. Laundry, cleaning, folding, cooking, standing around, playing a game, changing a light bulb. It doesn't matter. I'm reading. I'm reading a book. I don't have a spouse. I don't have children. I don't have anything pulling my time but work, writing, and being an adult. I fill in the spaces with books like you fill in the spaces with other stuff that you really like doing. People talk so much about people who read a ton. And I guess I just don't have time to worry about how little people read because I am busy reading. So, like, when people hear I read 100 plus books a year, plus I write books, plus I write full time, they often jump to conclusions like, I'm speed reading, which I do read fast. I actually do read very fast, especially if I am listening. My comfort speed is about 1.8, but I can go up to over 2. Once I get used to a voice and I'm into the story, I cannot listen fast enough. And like my brain processes things faster than my eyes can move, so I listen a lot. I might be speed reading, but I'm not like trying to. They also might think I'm not absorbing anything, which is partially true, especially like depending on the story. Like I don't need to memorize a romance. Like I read it, I enjoyed it, I put it away. Like I don't need to recall intimate, intricate details about that 250-page romance. I read it for fun. Leave me alone. Others assume I might only read short books to inflate my numbers. Sometimes I do read a short book because I just need to get through something. Especially in December, I am only reading holiday shorts. They might be 100 pages. They might be 38 pages. They might be 219 pages. It does not matter. I am reading a thing I enjoy. Leave it alone. I read at a normal pace. I mix up my reading with everything from novellas to healthy, thick nonfiction books. The truth about heavy readers is that we're pretty simple. We have made reading a default activity. Where others might automatically turn on a TV show, Netflix, Hulu, Apple TV, they might scroll social media. We open a book. We're reading. It's not about having more time than anyone else. Here's what people used to say, we all have the same 24 hours as Beyonce does. It's just about how we choose to spend the time that we have. I'm going to jump into the debate that everybody seems to jump into that never dies. Pardon me. Listening to books isn't reading, like some people might argue. This is gatekeeping. It's not only unnecessary, but it is harmful. Science actually supports that our brains process audiobooks similarly to traditional reading. We're still absorbing the story, connecting with the characters. We're still engaging with the ideas. Like for me, like I said, my brain processes faster than my eyes can move. When I am reading a print book, my eyes jump all over that page. I can't concentrate when I'm reading print. Ebook is a little bit better because it's electronic and those devices work wonders for me. But if you want me to hear, understand, and retain any part of that book, put it in audio. Put it in audio and give me some headphones and let me cook. The bias against audiobooks feels like the last stand of print purists who want reading to remain exclusive. I refuse, though, to let anyone tell me that audiobooks that I consume each year don't quote-unquote count. It's the same words as in the print version. Whether the words enter through my eyes or ears, it doesn't change the fact that I'm experiencing the literature. I'm building the vocabulary. I'm expanding my understanding of the world through books. It absolutely counts. I also feel like slower readers also want to lower the playing field so that they can compete. They're losing a game no one else is competing in, and they're mad about it. No one is handing out trophies for the number of books you read and how fast you read them and how thick the book was and how deep the book was. No, I'm not reading Dostoevsky. I'm not reading War and Peace. I'm not reading these big, thick history nonfiction books. Do you think I am literally reading 200 copies of Frederick Douglass by, what's his name, David Blight? I'm not reading that. I am reading things I enjoy, and it goes quickly because I enjoy it. And then I pick up another book I enjoy, and it goes quickly because I enjoy it. No one's handing out trophies for the number of books you read. Some people act like those of us who read a lot are somehow cheating, and they're mad about it. They want to level the playing field so that they can also compete with their one book a week or one book a month. And I mean, I'm not getting down on anybody that doesn't read fast or doesn't read a lot. I mean, as long as you read, you could read one book a year. I don't care. I do not care. But you brought me into it when you decided what my life is about because I read a whole lot of books. When you decided what my integrity is about because I read a whole lot of books. When you decided that this counts and that doesn't count because I read a whole lot of books. It's getting to where I count books I read with my eyes and books I read with my ears. If you really want to know, a whole lot of my books are audio because that is how I listen. If you're jealous because I can read books and do another thing at the same time, and that's how I'm cheating, you're just going to have to be okay with that. Reading isn't about proving that you're doing it the right way. It's not a race. It's not a contest. Nobody's appreciating the art that is literature harder than you. Nobody's reading harder than you are. You are the best reader ever in your mind, in your brain, maybe in your house. What matters is that you're engaging with stories in whatever way works for your life. And I am engaging in stories in whatever way works best for mine. See, I told you it was going to be quick and dirty today. I'm ready to get back to all the things I plan to watch tonight. Thank you for joining me for today's chat. It's always a joy to sit at this laptop, turn on the microphone, and share things with you about reading and writing books. I welcome any comments or feedback you may have at booksbydlwhite.com/bookcast/117 or on my Substack at authordlwhite.substack.com. You will also find full show notes and the links to all other things I talk about if they are relevant, and a transcript for today's show. Please share this podcast if you enjoyed it, and if you listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube or Substack, give a girl a rating, drop a comment, let me know you're listening. I would appreciate it. Do not forget that you can support this podcast with your book purchases at payhip.com/booksbydlwhite or on my shelf at bookshop.org, which I will link in the show notes, or by spreading the good word to your friends and family, joining in the newsletter or the Substack. Links to all that are on my website at booksbydlwhite.com/link in bio. You can also throw some coins in the hat at bookcast.buzzsprout.com or buymeacoffee.com/booksbydlwhite. Yes, that was a whole lot of links that I do not expect you to write down. I expect you to go to the show notes and look them up. Yes. Thank you so much to my monthly supporters. I do so appreciate you all. Your monthly gift does so much for me, truly. And I do appreciate your support. I think that's it. The Bookcast is written, produced, and edited by me. Our theme music and any sound effects are provided by Pixabay. I will be back next Sunday, unless I'm not. Until then, please have a superlative week. Enjoy your next weekend, and we'll chat again soon. Bye-bye.